Morning. What we're going to do today is you are going to follow me round for a Tuesday at CJ Garden Services. Let's go. We've just arrived in Kingston. First job, got no cars in this space, so we'll get this Kress hedge trimmer out and we're going to get the top of the laurel done before the nesting season. Need to also do that one over there, but there's quite a few cars there at the moment. So we'll get that side done, do this side at a later stage. They did have this reduced really low here. Quite a few people complained, so they kind of want this one the height of that white sort of shed roof. So it needs to come up quite a lot here, but take a little bit off some of it. But yeah, let's get cracking. Annoyingly, I can't get these cars moved because it's pretty early. It's 8:30, so I'm not going to go in and wake anyone up to get them moved. So I have to finish that bit when I get the ladders out next time. Move on to the next section. Right, so we've just finished at that job. We've done a bit of hedge cutting, had a bit of a tidy up. We've put a bit of weed control down on some of the paths in the car park areas. 10 o'clock now, so we're going to get off to the next one. And I've actually got a quote to go and have a look at. It's 1.4 miles from the job I was just at in Kingston. I have a apartment block with a letting agent, and when I had a meeting with him a little while ago, I sort of said, if you've got any other sites that need quoting, bear me in mind, I'm more than happy to come and have a look. With that, he's then sent me a load of sites to go and quote up. Now, I'm more or less full. I reckon I'm probably at about 95% capacity of what I can handle with just me out on my own. So I'm going to go and have a look, see what it's like. I normally only take on sites that want the plan that I put in place with it's 42 visits a year, 2 visits a month during the winter, and then 4 visits a month during the spring and the summer. This one wants 1 visit a month and no visits from November to March. Now, I haven't got high hopes of this place actually looking any good. We'll go there now. You guys can come and have a look with me and we'll see what it's like, because I don't really want to take something on that isn't in the same plan as all my other ones. And I have said to him, if I'm there, it needs to be a minimum of once a month all year. But we'll go and have a look. We are 1 minute from the job. Now, if I can't park this van anywhere, I'm not even going to get out the van and go and have a look at it. I know that's a bit mad, but it's having a big van like this. I'm not parking somewhere down the road somewhere and lugging all the tools up and down the road. But I've sort of got a bit of criteria that I want from the job, and that needs to be parking on site and plenty of it. But I've got a long wheelbase. I don't think there's no parking here. Looking at this, it might be this one actually. I think it is. So I think that is the block. Reversing it if I can. Well, so far so good. I can fit the van in here. We'll get out and have a quick walk round, and I'm thinking just put in a price if I like it, and if I get it, I get it. It's a once a month visit. I'd imagine the budget that they've got here for the garden is minute, so they're not going to be spending too much money on this place, are they? So let's have a quick walk round, take you with me, and then we'll see what it's about. So we'll start round here. It's actually not in too bad of a state. Couple of hedges. So if you guys could think of what you would charge for this site, put it in the comments below, and at the end of this video I will put in what I have priced up per visit for this job. I mean, that is pretty much it. One tree there. The things I'm looking out for is like leaves, because I did point out to them not coming here in from November till March. You could have loads of leaves, but it doesn't look too bad, to be fair. Right, it's better than what I expected, because I expected it to be an absolute dump, and I'm quite surprised. I mean, I've been to a lot worse, so now it's, do I want to take it on or do I not? I mean, it's on the doorstep of a lot of my jobs, so once a month it wouldn't take much time to come here and do it. But it's whether I can fit it in that day, which it would be a squeeze. So I need to make sure I've priced it so I don't last a month or two and then hand in notice because I can't be arsed with it. Let's just see how far we are from the next job. Minutes. I've actually got one that's probably half a mile up the road from here. That was the only reason I'd considered taking it on. And this garage block here is obviously offering quite a bit of parking, so if you have a look out where we pulled in, I looked and thought, oh my god, I'm gonna have to park absolutely miles up the road, and you could waste plenty of time just walking backwards and forwards, neck up and down just to the van. So I've had jobs like that previously. It's not really what I want to be doing anymore. Been in business myself. This will be in July. It'll be my 10th year. So I've sort of picked and choosed and been through a load of bad jobs and a load of good ones, and I know the ones I want now, and I definitely know the ones I don't want. I think when you're starting out and you're not very busy, you have to take on whatever you get offered. You haven't got anything else. Whereas now, because I'm more or less full, like before heading here, I did think, do I want to even come and quote this? Because the money would be great, but it's going to add in that once a month, a lot longer day. Looking at that, I don't think it's going to be that bad. Spray a lot of the weeds, that cuts down on a lot of time, and then if I needed to, I could put some growth regulator on the lawn. Not going to be up to your knees, is it? So, but yeah, let's actually go and do some work now. So this road we're actually driving down now, with Kingston Hospital on our left, I do a site down here, but the company that I do some apartment blocks for, all I can see is their signs down this road, and that was why I thought, oh, it's worth saying, oh, if you've got any sites. They've liked the work I've done at one of their sites, so kind of once you've built up that relationship and they know you're not a naughty word, it's quite easy for them to think, oh, we'll go and get him to have a look. Right, so this is the dog walking section. Excuse the bent litter picker, it's still working, but I think I'm going to have to get myself a new one. This is a top tool for getting, by the way, especially if you're doing commercial work. I mean, messing about with gloves or picking up your hands. We'll find all sorts of crap on my travels around these sites. These ones in Kingston being particularly bad. But yeah, this section doesn't get as many treatments and as much as like from here onto the main lawn. Sort of from here gets works, and that just gets a cut and maybe a bit of feed. I'm tempted to really sort of get that back bit done, but it's just used for the dogs to crap on, so it's pretty much wasted. This used to all be bushes. I ripped them all out, seeded it, put some pictures in now, opened it right up from the conservatory. All the weeds are starting to grow now. It can have to, luckily it's dry, so I can walk around today, get some weed control down, and at least that's knocking them off when we're not here. We'll back to 4 visits a month from next week as well. So. Does feel at the moment when you're only doing 2 sites of 2 visits a month, you're sort of doing the same thing every time you come here. When the visits go up, we can get all the borders tidy and really sort of get cracking and get these ready for the spring. These osteosperums always get caught by the frost, but they always somehow manage to come back. As you can see here, the weeds, they're getting sprayed. cut there, cut all of the dog walking section and all of the back lawn, and the battery is flashing with 1 bar left. So tiny bit left round the front. I'm not going to cut that today though. We'll put this on charge. A quick check. That'll be fully charged in 13 minutes. Right, all finished up at that one. We've trimmed, we've blown, we've cut some roses back, cut probably 90% of the grass at this site. I just didn't cut the small section out the front, and the Kress battery still had a tiny bit of life left in it. So battery's holding out really well on that. So quite impressed with that. Haven't used the Kress battery stuff in the full growing season, so once we do get up to sort of cutting all day every day, I will do a bit more sort of videos showing how far the batteries and the cyber tank will get you. But yeah, let's get on to the next one. Every week on a Tuesday I have to go past this petrol station that has a Greggs in there, and I say to myself, not going in there, don't go in there, you've just had lunch, you don't need anything else. And I went in there. Right, Greg's finished. Well, just a sausage roll for now. When we get to this job, I'm going to have my jam donut. But this job where we're off to, the client, I've said in a previous one, I was maintaining the garden, he didn't like the price increase, so I wasn't there for a few months. Now I'm back there, it's all sorted, he's all on board. The front down this street is a school, and a lot of the gardens down here don't have grass because it just gets trampled on by all the kids and all the mums and everyone. And I've repaired his section before, and it is absolutely trashed again. So I'm going to have to, well, I don't have to fix it, but I'm going to do what I can to fix it. So let's spin you round. Everyone on this right hand side has got stones, and then look, stones, stones, stones. My one, the house I do, is the only one on that side with grass, and they all park up here and just absolutely annihilate it. This is the section. It's absolutely battered, nowhere for the water to go, and every time you walk on it and then walk on that patio, it just gets trashed. So I'm gonna get the Cayman out and I'm gonna spike this for now, just because it's almost got like a skin on it, and I think at least it will help dry out a touch with spiking it. And then if the temperatures stay what they are in a couple of weeks, I think I'm probably going to seed and compost it, because I need to get something done on here. Got weeds all in the edge there. Like I say, this hasn't been touched, but I've been back here a month or two, and the other guys wouldn't have fed or done anything to this for God knows how long. So hopefully you guys want to follow along and I can show you how I get it back to some sort of normal lawn while still dealing with the school kids and everyone walking over there. Clean bit of patio has already got marks on it from the aerator. So, going to run the Cayman over it with the fracture tines. Get some holes in this So let's get cracking. Right guys, we've just finished spiking that. We're now getting the flow zone out with some iron sulphate on it and getting the moss killed. We've already killed a load of it here. We're just going to give it a top up, and then probably next week we'll run the scarifier over it. This section's really bad. Going to have to tear it off, seed it and get some compost on it. But yeah, a lot of weed grasses, so going to do a lot more regular verticutting on here. This is in desperate need of some fertiliser as well. So I think next week we will get the Cobra Fortis on this to flick out any of the dead moss, and we're going to give it a big spray of some nitrogen just to give it a sort of kick up the rear end before we get anything else done. It's very thin in places, but it's also really wet and boggy and not been fed, and a bit of neglect for a little while I wasn't here. Does make for some interesting videos though, getting it back, doesn't it? Yeah, the patio we cleaned's dirty already, but I'd planned this because I've got to tidy these bits up and finish off down here and down this side, because you cannot bring the scarifiers and the aerators in any other way apart from here, and it just makes an almighty mess. So get all the lawn work done, then clean this walkway through. This bit is all lovely and clean, muddy already. Some of that is because these sections are really bad. As you can see, all the school cars are turning up now, so they'll all be walking on this shortly. He did have rails along here shutting it off, so no one could walk on these, but apparently all the school kids were running into it and falling over, so they had to take them down. Right, so we've just finished up our visit there. It is in a terrible state, but that's what happens when they go untreated. They're not going to get any better, are they? So with these few treatments I've been doing, it's just a case of get the head as I can, and then as soon as the temperatures get right for getting some seed down, then I'm going to seed it, if he wants to pay for it, that is. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. Hope you're enjoying the videos. They are all sort of a bit different at the moment because we're not fully into just garden maintenance and grounds maintenance just yet. So they have been sort of pressure washing, Westerman, lawn care. Let me know what you guys would like to see on the channel, and I'm sure I can make some more videos. It's a little bit difficult at the moment because of the new baby. There's a few sleepless nights and it's not quite as easy as what it was. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Right, so this is your bonus section. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching, because you have watched all the way to the end. I hope you haven't skipped any of the video. If you have, go back now and re-watch it, please. Thank you. So yeah, for that site I went and looked at, there's been a little bit of back and forth. I wanted to go minimum of once a month. They didn't want visits from November to March. So we've agreed, we've met in the middle, and we've said no visits in December and January, which I think is fair enough. I don't think there's going to be too much to do there, to be honest, so that makes sense. I have priced it up at £80 per visit. That's rubbish taken away, everything. So what I turn up and do is up to me. As you can see, I don't think it's going to take that long. Sometimes there's going to be less, sometimes there's going to be more. And I think it'll be quite an easy one to maintain, and it's on the doorstep of some of the other sites that I've already got in that area. So what would you guys charge for that? I'm pretty much busy, so I've gone in quite high, or I feel it's quite high for what it is. Some of you guys might go higher, some of you might go lower, but being as I'm pretty much full, that's the price. Now, there's one slight hiccup already in this job. We're now in March, and I've said, when would you like the start date to be? And he said June. So now I'm like, oh. So I've said the quote is only valid for 30 days. And then he said, that's fine. I then asked, will the current gardeners be maintaining the site until I start? Because at the moment, all the hedges are cut. It needs a bit of a tidy up, but it's really not that bad compared to some places you go on your travels. But apparently they're going to finish this month, and then no one's going to be there until June. So I've said, well, we've got a bit of a problem there, because it's not going to look how it looks now, is it? And they've got scaffolding and a load of roof work going up. So I think I'm going to have to reprice it on what it looks like when I go back there. So stick around. Thanks for making it this far. See you soon.